Hello everybody, this is Tim at Fit at Midlife, and today we have the Nike Metcon 5 Mat Fraser edition to review. This is a brand new special edition Nike shoe. It is already sold out, but more styles will be coming shortly by way of Nike Plus and other retailers on July 8th. So let's talk about what's good about the Nike Metcon 5. You can see that this is a special edition, unique styling on here. There's a red racing stripe. And we also have other styling things requested by Mat Fraser. For example, his signature is visible through the translucent sole of the shoe. You can also see the red racing stripe through the bottom as well. Looks pretty nice. I'm not sure how well it'll stand up over time, but it looks good while it's brand new at least. Take a look at the heel of the shoe. And overall, I'd say it's a pretty good looking shoe. The style is a little bit controversial. Some people like them, some people don't. They sold out quickly regardless, and there probably won't be any more. But let's talk about what makes this a great Nike Metcon shoe. So let's start with the upper. You can see the 3D printed haptic upper is back. This is just very similar to the Nike Metcon 4XD. You can see that the 3D print varies in density according to the amount of wear the area of the shoe is expected to get. So there's less print here where you want more breathability. There's more where you expect to have abrasion. And this is pretty tough stuff. It's printed on top of the breathable mesh material. The other feature you can see from the side, the rope wrap is bigger than ever. It is also now, it has a directional tread, and Nike claims this will make this a better rope climbing shoe. It should make it easier for descents as well. I don't have a rope to climb, so I don't know, but I would say it seems to me like this definitely is an improvement on the Nike Metcon 4XD. Let's take a look at the heel, and you can see the heel clip is back. That is a tough TPU. It's a very slick plastic material. Is made for low drag when you're doing handstand push-ups. You don't want to waste a lot of energy pushing your shoes up and down the wall. And so that feature is still here on the Nike Metcon 5. Here on the other side of the shoe, you can see a few other things. Fly wire is back. That's these filaments that integrate with these shoe laces. And if you look inside the shoe, you can see those fly wire, they're Vectran filaments. They actually run through the body of the shoe. So what happens is when you lace the Nike Metcon shoes, that tightens up the whole structure of the shoe, makes a real nice fit and feel. This, of course, is carried over from the Nike Metcon 4 as well. And overall, I'd say this works pretty well. These shoes really fit like a glove, and it kind of gives you the same effect of a midfoot strap from a weightlifting shoe, but with a lot less weight. Obviously, these are very thin and lightweight. They weigh next to nothing, but they are very strong. I've not ever seen one of these break on any of my pairs of Metcon shoes. The next feature we can look at is the sole. And again, you can see that nice design through the translucent sole, but more importantly, this is two different kinds of rubber. Up front, it's a higher traction, stickier rubber. In the back, it's a firmer, more durable rubber. And that's another feature carried over from the Nike Metcon 4. I can tell you this heel is very firm. This makes a very nice weightlifting shoe. It is very adequate for those purposes. At the same time, you've got the preformed flex grooves. You can see that this shoe flexes very well in the forefoot, and that's great for running, jumping, sprinting, box jumps, and all those sorts of things that you might want to do with these shoes. From the top, you can see that the red racing stripe design is also continued onto the tongue. You can just barely see Mat Fraser's signature on there, and you can also see that the tongue has more padding than the Nike Metcon 4XD. It's not a ton of padding. It's way less than the Nano 9, but it's definitely a lot more than the Metcon 4XD, which basically had almost no padding on the tongue whatsoever. From here, we can also see the drop-in midsole. So this comes out, in case you didn't know about that. This is a dual density foam midsole. In this version of the shoe, Nike's actually made the foams 2 different colors. So this front foam is very squishy, a lot of cushioning right where you want it. When you're jumping rope, you're running, you're sprinting, you're jumping, you want the cushion up front, less so in the back. This is very firm. This is actually quite hard to compress. And again, great for weightlifting. You can see that the cup to the midsole is much deeper in the Nike Metcon 5, so this should help lateral stability. This is a definite improvement over the Metcon 4 XD. And perhaps most importantly, the dreaded Metcon squeak is gone. So for those of you that had the previous versions of the shoe, the 4, the 3, even the Metcon Sport, they'll have quite a bit of noise to them. They're pretty noisy shoes. And what I mean by that is with the Metcon 5, we won't hear any squeaking. It's absolutely minimal. Now for comparison's sake, here's a Nike Metcon 4 XD. So you can see that that's a significant difference. Nike has finally solved that issue. And I believe the factor there is it's the midsole moving against the sole of the shoe. And great improvement there. Some people have been unhappy with that. Other people don't care. You're in the gym, it's noisy. You can barely hear that anyways. You can only hear it under very quiet conditions in any case. So that's Nike Metcon 5. These fit and feel a lot like the Metcon 4 XD. You can see they're similar size, similar profile. They're both low cut. They both weigh about the same. Really, when you've got them on, they feel, the Nike Metcon 5s feel just like the Nike Metcon 4s. So if you liked the 4s, you'll probably like the 5s. And I think you'll like the improvements as well. Let's talk about the Nike Metcon Sport. So this is the other new Nike shoe for 2019. The Nike Metcon Sport is meant to be the most agile of the Metcon shoes. And what they've done here is they've put a really aggressive tread on this shoe. This is probably your best bet for outdoor running, grass, turf, all that kind of stuff. This is the most aggressive tread on any Nike Metcon shoe. They've also obviously got no laces. It's a slip fit shoe. You got 2 pull tabs here. You will definitely need these to put these on. They are very tight fit, and they also have the Velcro strap, which makes sure you can really lock the shoe in. So this is a very comfortable shoe. It fits well, it feels nice, and it's also got a drop-in midsole, and you can see on this shoe it's even deeper, the cup even deeper than on the Metcon 5. And again, Nike says this is for lateral stability. This is meant to be your agility shoe, and great shoe. You can lift in it. That heel is plenty firm for lifting weights. They have some flexibility to them, and they work pretty well. They are also quite a bit taller than the Nike Metcon 5, so you can see there. And I think they weigh more too. I haven't had a chance to weigh them yet compared to the Metcon 5. But overall, Nike Metcon Sport's a good shoe, and the Nike Metcon 5 is a good shoe as well. And so let's talk then about the other big CrossFit shoe for the year 2019, the Reebok Nano 9. This is just come out a few months ago. These are very nice. I like the Nanos a lot. Things I like about these compared to the Metcon 5, you can see the toe box here. The thing people rave about on the Nano line is the width of the toe box. It is indeed bigger than on the Metcon 5, just like the Nano 8 was bigger than the Metcon 4 XD. You can see the flex weave material is black. That's the very breathable mesh material that they use. And they've also got this nice booty-like inner fit to the shoe. This comes up higher on the ankle. I actually prefer this to the Nike Metcon 5, which doesn't have quite as much sort of back part of the shoe to it. Outsole-wise, the Nano really doesn't, it's kind of hard to flex. It doesn't have the forefoot flexibility that the Metcon 5 does. It's a lot easier to do that with that shoe, and I think that's because there's really no side-to-side preformed flex grooves on the shoe. on these shoes like there are on the Metcon 5. And these are great shoes for lifting weights as well. So the heel is very solid. There's good cushion to these. The Nano 9s have even more cushion than the Nano 8s. They're supposed to be better for running. I don't run much, so I can't comment on that too much. You can certainly run in them. I just don't know how long of a distance I would recommend. You probably want real running shoes if you're going a far distance. And these are about a 4mm heel to toe drop, as are the Metcon 5s. The heel to toe drop is basically how high is your heel in relation to your toes. These have a very minimal heel raise to them, and that's for versatility. So jumping, running, climbing, lifting, you don't want a real large heel raise for any of those things except for lifting, of course. And so what Nike has done, they include what they call hyperlifts. So these come with the Metcon 5. These inserts go right inside, and they give you 8mm of additional heel raise. So now once you've got that in, that is a 12mm heel to toe drop, and should make it easier to squat, wall balls, things like that. You'll be able to do more easily with the hyperlifts in. The only thing I don't like about this is you drop those in, but the height here really doesn't change, so your foot sits in the shoe differently. To me, it kind of feels like my heel's gonna pop out of the shoe, so it's not really, and that's a problem with any shoe that uses like an extra drop in like this. But to be honest, the 4mm heel to toe drop is fine for me. It's what I prefer, and I honestly probably won't use the hyperlifts too much. Interestingly enough, they say you can use these with any Nike Metcon shoes, so these would work with Nike Metcon 4XD as well. And so that's our comparison. Here's one last look at the Nike Metcon 5. I like these shoes a lot. They have improved on a few things, but they have kept other things the same. The things that I really love about these shoes, I love these for lifting weights. I love these for all the sorts of stuff you do in the gym, and to me, they look really good as well. And so check back in a few weeks, and I will have some more information on the long-term aspects of these shoes. Thank you. Have a good day.